Hey everyone, welcome back to Cali Plants. Me again, Mark. Today we're back at the garden. Okay, there's a greenhouse and we're gonna get in there. And for this video, I wanted to talk about how I rescue my succulents. Recently, I've been having some problems with some of my succulents, some of my potting mixes. Actually, the potting mix that I shared with you, sometimes it doesn't work, or sometimes I add a little too much organic materials, and so I have some succulents that get overwatered, especially the new ones. And I find this particularly happening to succulents which are very slow to root. So sometimes they will stay wet for very long, so I just have to do something about them, rescue them. And then right now I'm gonna be showing them to you. So let me just switch the camera so that you can see what I'm talking about. So you can see here, here are the succulents that I've been talking about. I've said before that my Mexensis zaragoza is not doing well, so I have them here in this container which doesn't have any potting mix on it because I've been letting them dry. Okay, let's just see. Okay, there. Okay, it didn't have a lot of fruits and it wasn't drying out quickly enough to my liking, so I have it right here. I have some others as well, a ghost plant which didn't root properly. So yeah, it wasn't establishing right away. The potting mix wasn't drying, so I had it uprooted. Same with this beyond. Okay, we're gonna have to replant that. And really what happens is if you have them already planted, for example, if they are new and you have them already planted and you water them for a few times but they're not drinking water, they're just staying dry and they're desiccating even, or sometimes they will produce mushy leaves. So what I do in those cases, if I have the time, I will just uproot the plant and I will replant it. And sometimes the plant will look ugly like this one, so sometimes I will just have to bear with it because that's part of the process of rooting up succulents. So this is another one that I've recently rescued. I'm not yet bottom watering this one. This is a longissima, and I've noticed this with longissimas, they are very slow to root. Okay, so sometimes this really happens. I also have multiple failures on my salsa verde if you have that plant. Okay, but this one is already planted, so I'll just move it there at the back. Okay, I also did the same thing with my Romeo. I had it repotted into this new potting mix because it wasn't growing and I didn't like the old potting mix it had, so I had to rescue it. So that's just how I do my rescue with succulents, really. Okay, I don't know if that will be the case with this elegans, because the potting mix one that takes a while before it dries up, but the plant is still growing, so I'm hoping that it still establishes. Same with the Runionii that I have here. Okay, it's still growing, so yeah, probably I will not repot it right away. Yeah, so for these ones, the ones that I uprooted here, I will be replanting them today. And this snow bunny is a succulent that has been bought, so I'm been letting it dry. Probably I will ship this next week. Okay, so yeah, let me just make my potting mix and then we can go on replanting these tiny babies. Okay, so now we have all the pots here. Okay, we're ready to plant. And yeah, I think we also just say that this is just part of the process of growing succulents, really. Sometimes potting mix will not do well, and this usually happens to me because I often bottom water my succulents, and sometimes some of them will not take to that really nicely. Sometimes some of them will struggle with that type of care because they haven't been established already and I will already bottom water them. So yeah, this is just a part of the process of learning how succulents grow, how long they establish. Okay, and you can also try this unpotting your succulents, removing them from their old potting mix once you notice that they're not drying out. So what I'll be doing with these ones, I will not be watering this right away so that they have a chance to establish. And also what I will do with their potting mix is that I will not drench it anymore, since I already know that they are very sensitive to overwatering. I will just be top watering them. So sometimes it's also nice to just top water your succulents. Don't bottom water them right away, because sometimes for me, just for my convenience, I will really bottom water all my succulents even if they're newly planted, because that's what's convenient for me. But probably now I will be doing top watering on these varieties, okay, because they're very sensitive. You can also notice here on these plants that they don't look good. Sometimes they will discolor, they will not look that good because they're not rooted, and they've been being stressed by the sun, so sometimes they will discolor like this. But that's just normal. If your succulent does that because they're stressed, they will usually recover once you manage to establish them again, okay. But yeah, that's just a process. If they fail, then I will buy them again, buy the same varieties again. So you can see here on this plant, okay, so there's new roots on there. So now we're just gonna be replanting it here. Okay, I have tons of these type of pots just hanging around because my succulents, as they grow, I will have to move them to bigger pots. So these tiny pots, I will just use them for rooting like this. But once they establish, I will be moving them to larger containers. Okay. Hopefully it's not rotting. Okay. This is a very fast grower. Okay, so I don't mind it shrinking like that. Let's move on to the next. I think I'm gonna be repotting this one. Okay, so you might already have seen this plant. My variegated titubans didn't really do too well in its old potting mix, so I'm gonna be replanting it right now. Okay, I think what happened with this one is I planted it in too much of a large container, so it didn't do well because it wasn't drying out fast enough. So now it's in a smaller container. I'm hoping that I will be able to establish this one faster. Okay, at least the variegation on that still looks quite nice. Okay, I have that. I also have some new plants here that I would like to repot. This is a variegated truffle jade. Okay, you can see that. New plant, new plant. This is my last night's haul, and I wasn't able to shoot a video since it was late. Okay, so there's that. So you can see with these jade plants that I'm planting, I use the same potting mix on them as with my other succulents, and they usually do very well in this type of potting mix. Okay, I think I have another. Okay, so this is our other truffle jade. So it's not looking that nice. It's kind of dry, but I just know that in a few weeks it will just plump back up, especially since it has some roots right here at the bottom. So I know that it will just plump back up after a few weeks. Okay, I really like this truffle jade because I often see Ma'am Laura Eubanks uses jades on her landscape designs, and I really wanted to have that feel, want to experience the plants that she's using. So yeah, I'm buying these plants. Once I get success with this one, I think I'm gonna add more truffle jades to put outside, put around the house, because they're very versatile. Okay, grassulas are very versatile. They will tolerate sun, and they will also tolerate some partial shade, but not really full indoor. I don't recommend putting them indoors, these grassulas, really. Okay, I would just recommend you put them around the house. Really nice. I really like this one. So now let's just take a look at the plants that we have rescued. We have this ghost plant. That's not a ghostie, that's a ghost plant. Hopefully it will acclimate better there. We have another Mixensis Zargozae. Okay, I don't know. They're very different when I bought them, these two varieties. Okay, but hopefully they will establish here. We have our small size Beyond. Okay, really nice, cute, adorable Lawi hybrid. That one is very difficult. I've had several of those die on me, so hopefully this one survives. We have our truffle jade, really nice new purchase. Okay, we have our variegated apricot bernalense variegated. Okay, we have our cactus right here, and yeah, what else? Another cactus right here. Okay, We have that other cactus. I brought this one. I will be replanting them soon. They're not doing so well in our rain or shine location, so I will be replacing the potting mix. Okay, we have our truffle jade and our crassula right there. Okay, so I think that's about all the videos that I will be showing to you. Okay, just so you know, plant of mine died. That is a tuxpan, so I still kill my succulents from time to time. Okay, and I still have to plant this last cactus, but I think that the video will become too long already, so I really hope that you enjoyed watching me plant my succulents right here at the greenhouse. And yeah, I think that's about it for this video, guys. If you really like the tips that I gave, please make sure to hit the thumbs up, comment down any topic that you want us to discuss in our future videos, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.